Imagine a continent divided, imagine a people scattered and torn apart. This was the harsh reality for Africa for centuries. European powers carved up the land, claiming it as their own territory. They exploited its resources and enslaved its people for profit. This injustice birthed a powerful dream. A dream of unity, a dream of freedom. This dream is Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is more than just a word or concept. It is a powerful belief and ideology. It is the belief that all people of African descent share a common heritage and destiny. It acknowledges the deep wounds of the past, but it also looks to the future with hope. It calls for solidarity and cooperation among African nations. It demands self-reliance and liberation from colonial rule. The roots of Pan-Africanism run deep. They are found in the hearts of those who endured the horrors of slavery. They are nurtured by the struggles of those who fought for their land and freedom. It is a movement born of pain but fueled by hope. Pan-Africanism is a beacon. It is a call for justice, equality and self-determination. It is a reminder that the fate of all Africans is interconnected. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of a people determined to control their own destiny. The desire for freedom burns bright in the human spirit. It is an unquenchable flame that has driven humanity forward through the ages, a beacon of hope and resilience. It cannot be extinguished by chains or borders. No matter how oppressive the circumstances, the human spirit yearns for freedom and justice. Even in the darkest hours of colonialism, voices of resistance emerged. These voices, though often silenced by force, echoed through the corridors of history, reminding us of the unyielding quest for liberty. These early voices planted the seeds for the Pan-African movement. They nurtured the idea that Africans, both on the continent and in the diaspora, could unite for a common cause. Across the Americas, enslaved Africans resisted their oppressors. They fought not only for their own freedom, but also for the dignity and humanity of their descendants. They rose up in rebellion. These acts of defiance were not just about breaking physical chains, but also about reclaiming their identity and heritage. They fought for their dignity and their right to return to their ancestral home. Their struggles were a testament to the enduring spirit of resistance and the unbreakable bond to their roots. These acts of defiance, though often met with brutal force, kept the flame of liberation alive. Each act of resistance was a spark that contributed to the larger fire of the freedom movement. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, African intellectuals and activists took up the mantle. They used their voices, their pens, and their platforms to challenge the status quo. They challenged the racist ideologies used to justify colonialism. They exposed the false narratives that sought to dehumanize Africans and legitimize their exploitation. They exposed the hypocrisy of European powers who spoke of liberty while denying it to millions. They highlighted the contradictions in the colonial rhetoric and called for true justice and equality. These early pioneers understood the power of unity. They formed organizations, published newspapers, and organized conferences. They knew that collective action was essential to bring about change. They sought to raise awareness about the plight of Africans worldwide. Through their efforts, they connected struggles across continents, creating a global network of resistance. They aimed to mobilize people around a common goal: liberation from colonial rule. Their vision was not just for political freedom, but also for social and economic justice. These early voices may have been few, but they were strong. Their courage and determination laid the groundwork for future generations to build upon. They laid the foundation for the Pan-African movement. Their efforts were the bedrock upon which the dreams of a united and free Africa were built. They dared to dream of a different future for Africa, a future free from oppression and exploitation. Their vision was one of hope, unity, and progress. Their courage and vision continue to inspire generations of activists and leaders. The legacy of these early voices for freedom lives on, fueling the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. Every movement needs leaders who can see beyond the present struggles and envision a future where justice and equality prevail. It needs individuals with the vision to inspire, the courage to challenge the status quo, and the determination to lead even in the face of adversity. These leaders must be unwavering in their commitment, willing to sacrifice their own comfort for the greater good. The Pan-African movement was blessed with many such leaders, each bringing their unique strengths and perspectives to the cause. These men and women came from different backgrounds and different parts of the world, yet they were united by a common goal: the liberation of Africa and its people from the shackles of colonialism and oppression. They understood that their struggles were interconnected, that the fight for freedom in one part of the world was intrinsically linked to the fight for freedom everywhere. Webb Du Bois, a towering intellectual from the United States, dedicated his life to fighting for racial equality and justice. His work transcended borders, connecting the African diaspora in a shared struggle. He understood that the struggle against racism in America was inseparable from the struggle against colonialism in Africa. His writings and speeches galvanized many to see the global dimensions of their fight. He organized the first Pan-African Congress in 1919, bringing together Africans from across the diaspora to discuss their shared challenges and aspirations. This Congress laid the groundwork for future collaborations and solidarity. Marcus Garvey, a charismatic leader from Jamaica, ignited a mass movement for African liberation. His vision was grand, encompassing not just political freedom but also economic empowerment and cultural pride. He preached a message of black pride and self-reliance, urging Africans to unite and claim their rightful place in the world. His Universal Negro Improvement Association became a beacon of hope for many. His call for a return to Africa resonated deeply with those who yearned for a homeland free from oppression. Garvey's message of empowerment and self-determination inspired countless individuals to take pride in their heritage and fight for their rights. Kwame Nkrumah, a visionary leader from Ghana, emerged as a leading figure in the fight for independence in Africa. His political acumen and unwavering resolve made him a formidable force against colonial powers. He believed that political independence was essential for economic and cultural liberation. Nkrumah's vision extended beyond Ghana. He dreamed of a united Africa, free from external domination. He led Ghana to independence in 1957, making it the first sub-Saharan African country to break free from colonial rule. This monumental achievement inspired other African nations to pursue their own paths to freedom. These are just a few of the many remarkable individuals who shaped the Pan-African movement. Their legacies are a testament to the power of collective action and the enduring spirit of resistance. Their ideas and actions inspired generations of activists and leaders. The torch they lit continues to burn brightly, guiding new generations in the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. They showed the world the power of unity, the importance of self-determination, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Their stories remind us that the fight for liberation is a shared journey, one that requires the contributions and sacrifices of many. The struggle for freedom requires more than just individual efforts. It is a collective endeavor that calls for unity and solidarity among those who seek liberation. It demands collective action, a united front against oppression. The power of the people lies in their ability to come together, to stand as one against the forces that seek to divide and subjugate them. The Pan-African Congresses provided a platform for this collective action. These congresses were not just meetings, they were a convergence of minds, a gathering of hearts and spirits united by a common cause. These gatherings brought together Africans from across the continent and the diaspora to discuss their shared challenges, strategize for the future, and amplify their demands for self-determination. They were spaces where ideas were exchanged, where strategies were formulated, and where the seeds of future movements were planted. The first Pan-African Congress, held in Paris in 1919, marked a turning point. It was a moment when the voices of the oppressed began to echo on the global stage, demanding to be heard. Organized by Webb Du Bois, the Congress brought together representatives from across the African diaspora to demand an end to colonialism and racial discrimination. Du Bois, a visionary leader, understood the power of unity and the necessity of a collective voice in the fight for justice. It was a powerful statement of unity and a clear articulation of the aspirations of African people worldwide. The Congress was a declaration that Africans, no matter where they were, shared a common destiny and a common struggle. Over the next few decades, several more Pan-African Congresses were held in different parts of the world. Each Congress was a step forward, a building block in the foundation of a global movement. Each Congress built on the achievements of the previous one, further solidifying the Pan-African movement and giving it a global platform. The movement grew in strength and influence, drawing more people into its fold and amplifying its demands. The Congresses served as incubators for ideas, strategies and networks that would prove crucial in the fight for independence. They were places where leaders could meet, share experiences and learn from each other. The demands of the Pan-African Congresses were clear and unwavering: an end to colonialism, self-determination for African people and equality for all. These demands were not just political, they were deeply personal, reflecting the hopes and dreams of millions. These demands resonated deeply with Africans across the continent, fueling the growing movement for liberation. The call for freedom was a call to reclaim dignity, to assert humanity, and to build a future free from oppression. The Pan-African Congresses were more than just talk shops. They were crucibles of resistance, where the fire of liberation was kindled and kept burning. They were crucibles of resistance. In these gatherings, the resolve to fight for freedom was strengthened, and the strategies to achieve it were honed. They were platforms for forging a collective vision for a free and united Africa. The vision was not just for political independence, but for a future where Africans could thrive in dignity and equality. They were gathering storms that heralded the coming wave of independence movements. The winds of change were blowing, and the Pan-African Congresses were at the forefront, guiding the way towards a new dawn of freedom and self-determination.